Good afternoon, guys. How are you? I hope you're enjoying your day. So, I was at this event today where I was talking to young adults, females, about relationships and dating. And of note was their understanding of feminism, as most of them identify themselves as feminists. And it was really interesting because I was like, hey, you guys, I only understood this concept in my mid to late 20s, and here you are stepping into womanhood and adulthood, knowing exactly what your rights are and how to fight for your rights. I thought that was a very good concept. And then after I just thought about it, I thought to myself, have we been preaching um, the gospel of interdependence with just as much energy? I'm not saying don't preach about feminism. Please go ahead. Let these young girls know, because we're tired of our young little girls dying to abusive boyfriends, I tell you. But what about the gospel of interdependence? We're living in a society where you are glorified more as an individual than as a couple, than as a family. Almost like it's normal now for a family to be, you know, headed by one parent instead of two. Almost like it's normal and it's okay for there to be single mothers, almost like it's normal and it's okay for there to have just one parent headed families. And I'm thinking, if it's not by choice, of course, then what can you do about it? But are we preaching the gospel of feminism with care in mind, with understanding that too much of preaching that gospel runs the risk of making women think their rights are more important than the men's rights? Like understanding my rights very well, I can preach them and I can speak about them, like I can recite them like my favorite song, without understanding a man's rights and without understanding the role that a man then plays in my life in order to raise kids. I'm talking with the perspective of raising a family, because I believe that when you raise a family with proper ideologies, we tend to have less kids that are rowdy and that grow up with certain dissimilarities to the norm that is expected of kids. I tell you what, the society today is suffering from a lot of symptoms of parents that have raised their kids as one without the help of the other parent, whether the other parent just walked out on them, whether they divorced and never remarried, whether the parent died, or things like that. Children suffer from such backgrounds. Children understand only one concept of parenthood, which is what you give them. Now, as a parent, there is a lot that you are faced with, like taking care of bills, paying the rent, and all that kind of jazz, taking care of their school fees, and also trying to build yourself and upgrade yourself. At the same time, you need to make time to bond with your family and bond with the kids and have a strong relationship and an ever growing relationship with the kids. And that can be very tough if you're the only one doing it, if you're the only one who's got to play all those roles every single day. At some point you end up not playing that one of the roles very well, and we are having kids suffer from symptoms of that. I'm not talking about dreams, I'm not talking about risk that might just happen in future. I'm talking about things that are currently happening. And I'm saying, I would rather, when we preach about the gospel of feminism to both boys and girls, let's preach about the gospel of interdependence. Because back then, when divorce was not the norm, our children were raised with both ideologies of what a man is supposed to do and what a woman is supposed to do. In this society, we are raising kids with one perspective. And my worry is that we may think it's okay today, but who will teach our kids interdependence if they don't learn it from school, like just like how they're learning feminism, and if they don't learn it from home by seeing both parents in the family. So I'm a bit concerned about that. I'm just hoping that we don't lose our children to ideologies and to symptoms of what has already been established. Feminism is not the cause of what is going on, but if we focus on ideologies that concentrate on one being without interlinking the two, we run the risk of having societies run by either one being, you know, where a society where it would be normal for a man to just think, listen, I can just adopt kids and raise them by myself. I don't need, a female perspective, or a female saying, listen, I don't need a man. I just want to raise my kids. We promote selfish desires and not fully understand the chaos that we are creating by not having two parents within a family, So, yeah, I'm a bit concerned about that, and I was hoping we speak a lot on the concept of interdependence. Let's preach about it. Let's speak about it. We're lacking a lot of that, and I haven't heard it been spoken about. Maybe it has, and I'm just not aware of it. But let me know. Let me know if there are a lot of talks going on about feminism and interdependence with maybe like an equilibrium type of energy.